Hey everyone, BioFan here with an in-depth analysis of aspects you may have overlooked in the debut trailers for BioWare's Anthem. Yeah, I know, the trailers came out ages ago, you're so late with these BioFan, God. Well, I'm a busy college student, but I bet there's still a lot you missed from the trailers. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell right next to it to stay up to date on all things Anthem. Without further ado, let's take a good hard look at things you may not have noticed in the visuals for the game that we've seen thus far. Let's start with the debut teaser, since that'll be pretty quick before we get into the meatier gameplay footage stuff. The wall, which serves as a means of protection for humanity on this planet, has scratches and blood splatters all over it, which goes to show there's some pretty tall threats out there. Off in the distance, we also see some sort of decaying man-made structure. I wonder if maybe it's a structure built by the Scars, those somewhat sentient beings that live on the planet as well that we saw in the gameplay. I should probably clarify, since this is something that isn't too well known yet. In an interview on CBC Radio, soon-to-be former BioWare general manager Aaron Flynn detailed that Anthem does indeed take place on an alien planet. We see this structure a little later in the teaser along with this bear-like creature. Let's call it a wall bear for now. This structure also has a rounded architecture, but to me it looks a little different from the structure seen previously behind the wall. It more so resembles the structure we saw as the source of the Shaper Storm near the end of the gameplay, so maybe this structure itself is a Shaper? I wonder if it's Scar technology, or human, or something else entirely. Many questions. On the inside of the suit, we see the game's symbol, the one on all the developer t-shirts and the game director Jonathan Warner's Twitter icon. This leads me to think it's the official symbol for the freelancers, maybe? Moving on to the gameplay footage, the trailer opens with a walk into a marketplace at Fort Tarsis. Given the harsh sunlight and the fact that everyone is wearing head coverings or hats, that might mean one of two things. Either the hair, other than Praxley's, wasn't ready to show off yet, or Fort Tarsis is located in a desert environment where people would need to shield their skin from the sun. Or maybe the planet's sunlight is just more harsh in general? In addition to head coverings, many folks are also wearing eye protection. I doubt all of them are wielding components on javelin suits, so this must be the Anthem version of eyewear fashion, perhaps? The shot pans up to show a large Horizon Zero Dawn-like robo-giraffe creature. Given that no one in the area seems very alarmed by its presence, I'm guessing it's harmless and probably man-made. Notice the voice of the protagonist as she talks to Praxley? It's the same voice that speaks in the premiere teaser. Here, I'll play it back for you.
Praxley,
It's our armor.
what did you do?
The story doesn't end here.
After talking with Praxley, you unlock an objective to rescue his workers. I'm wondering if objectives are Anthem's equivalent to Dragon Age quests or Mass Effect missions. The protagonist then walks past this blonde woman talking to someone in a javelin suit. On the suit's shoulder is this symbol. This symbol is also present on banners in the area. I'm wondering if the symbol represents Fort Tarsis or some other faction. Given the symbol and the color scheme similarities between the individual's javelin and the banners, I'm thinking there's some form of local law enforcement. Later, when going up to the jungle overlook, we see some more of these same javelin suits and banners with the same symbols. Even these streamers are sporting the same blue and white color scheme. The Ranger armor has the triangles on its chest and a V symbol on its helmet and shoulder. It could be unrelated to the symbol on the banner, but they do sort of have a similar shape. From the overlook, you can also notice markers indicating different kinds of objectives. On the Colossus Javelin, a different symbol is displayed on its shoulder and knee. Soon after taking flight, the player character dives through a decaying man-made structure, maybe human in origin or also potentially Scar. Lots of big wreckage around the environment in general, though. The herd of creatures the player character flies over don't appear to match the wall bears, so it's something new. While running, the Javelin exosuit uses jet propulsion to increase speed. We've seen this exact area before in the teaser with the wall bear. The wall bear in the gameplay footage is fighting off wolf-like creatures. The combat system seems based off of Mass Effect Andromeda with the 3 abilities. This shield also pops up in the corner, likely to represent the health of the exosuit. While escaping from the wall bear, we pass by some ruins carved out of the side of a mountain. Stone, not metal. That's the key here. This suggests that there was, or still is, an old civilization here. Have humans even been here that long? It does resemble human architecture, so maybe it was built by humans before they retreated behind the safety of the wall? When the player character dives underwater, it's absolutely gorgeous, right? But I noticed something peculiar. I think the difference is best shown right about here. You see the difference in the textures between the natural stone and something that isn't stone? Something is embedded in the earth. So, question is, what is it? Some facility built underground? Some ship that crash-landed long time ago? The answer is most likely that it's connected to the Longfall ruins, which are nearby, but we're just gonna have to explore in the game to find out. Along our way, we collect 25 brinium, whatever, shards. This alone gives me the feeling that there's probably a crafting element in the game like there has been in the past 2 BioWare titles. One of those Horizon Zero Dawn-like robo-giraffes is attacked by scars and meets its end. Curiously though, you'll notice that this one is outside the wall, whereas previously we saw one inside Fort Tarsus. So did they originate from beyond the wall, or did humans create them for some task to perform in dangerous lands? Prior to the assault on the scars, we can overhear them conversing. They have some kind of language, but we're not able to understand them like in Mass Effect, which I suppose further helps to establish them as an other. During the Shaper Storm, we encounter one of those same creatures from earlier. They're much larger than humans and also have tusks. Well, that's everything, folks. Be sure to keep it here for all the news of Anthem's development. What do you think of the game so far? What did you notice in the trailers? Tell me all about it down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And while you're down there, be sure to obliterate that like button and share this video with your friends, family, random strangers. It's all good. For instant news coverage of BioWare games, feel free to follow me over on Twitter and other forms of social media, links to which can be found down in the video description. If you like my videos and would like to help support my channel, head on over to my Patreon page to donate.